Welcome back to our second day opening of the Digital Education Odyssey 2.0. Again, University Book Store Malaysia would like to thank the Ministry of Education Malaysia, Cambridge Assessment International Education, Lenovo and Google Education for supporting this event. Today's welcome address, I would like to introduce you to a Renaissance man. He is one of the longest-standing country directors at Cambridge Assessment International Education. His major responsibility in Malaysia is to support and promote the growth of general qualification, specifically IGCSE and A-level. Working closely with international schools and private colleges, he has a wealth of experience in education for more than 40 years, making him a perfect representative for Cambridge Assessment International Education. Please welcome Mr. Ng Kim Huat.
Salam sejahtera. Very good morning to all participants. On behalf of the Organizing Committee and Cambridge Assessment International Education, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to Day 2 of this Digital Education Odyssey 2.0 conference. I hope you find today's sessions as informative and engaging as yesterday's sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, if not for the initiative and hard work of colleagues from University Book Store Malaysia, also known as UBSM, the strong support from officers of the Private Education Division, Ministry of Education Malaysia, the invaluable contributions from Lenovo, Google for Education, renowned educationists, passionate and inspiring teachers, and the various hardware, software, and warmware providers from Malaysia and overseas, Singapore, US, and UK, this two-day virtual education conference would not have been possible. The list of presenters and the organizations and institutions they represent is too long for me to thank and acknowledge one by one. Kindly refer to the program booklet for further details. However, on behalf of the Organizing Committee, I would like to convey a special word of thanks to Dr. Habibah Abdul Rahim, the former Director General of Education Malaysia, for agreeing to officiate the conference yesterday and to also give a presentation on the national KSSR and KSSM curriculum this afternoon. Congratulations to her also for recently being appointed a member of the newly formed National Recovery Committee or NRC. A special word of thanks also goes to His Excellency, the British Ambassador to Malaysia, Mr. Charles Hay, for his gracious address at this conference. To all participants at today's event, my sincere thanks to you once again for joining. May you find the sessions today lively, enriching, and inspiring. Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure to speak on the opening of Day 2 of the Digital Education Odyssey 2.0 Crossing Dimensions online conference. First and foremost, I'd like to commend University Book Store Malaysia, UBSM, for organising this online conference with the invaluable support of the Malaysian Ministry for Education, Cambridge Assessment International Exams, Lenovo and Google for Education. UBSM have been working very closely with the High Commission for many years now through international events like BET London and BET Asia, and collectively supporting Malaysia's national ambitions for education. And it's wonderful to see so many education leaders coming together to lend their support on a pro bono basis. Thank you very much indeed. I'm also delighted that many British companies across many different educational specialisations, institutions and associations are supporting and contributing to this event. I'm very proud as the UK High Commissioner that UK educational qualifications and systems are of a very high quality and standard and are internationally very well recognised as valuable. And for me, it's been very impressive to see how the UK educational system has quickly evolved from delivering in person to high quality online offerings during this pandemic. And that quality and trustworthiness is, I believe, why UK education is so highly valued across the world. Of course, in the case of Malaysia, we have a very solid bedrock to build on, the long-standing historical ties between our countries and the close economic, commercial, political and diplomatic relationship have all influenced a thriving educational trade ecosystem that I believe both our countries mutually benefit from. Malaysia remains the second largest host country globally for UK transnational education, and in 2019 to 20 there were more than 45,000 students studying for UK degrees in Malaysia, and over 19,000 Malaysian students studying in the UK. I hope you won't mind me taking advantage of this occasion to mention the Touring Scheme, which is the UK's newly launched international educational mobility scheme. The scheme will fund 35,000 global exchanges from September 2021, including university study, school exchanges, and industry work placements. And apart from attaining an academic qualification and work experience, the cultural exchange that will take place will prove invaluable in developing global graduates. Immersive cultural experiences and international study environments allow students to broaden their horizons. So supporting students to study abroad helps us to raise a generation of mobile, culturally agile people who can succeed in an increasingly global marketplace. At the moment, I'm sorry to say there's a huge imbalance between the number of Malaysians who study in the UK and the relatively few UK students who come to Malaysia. So I very much hope we will see many Touring Scheme students from the UK in Malaysia over the coming years. We greatly value Malaysian students who come to the UK to study. The government made further important concessions for international students considering studying in the UK. So those studying by distance or blended learning are eligible to apply for the graduate route as of the beginning of this month. This graduate route provides an opportunity for Malaysian students who've been awarded their degree to stay and work in the UK at any skill level for 2 years. I believe this is a fantastic opportunity for Malaysian students to acquire workplace skills in the UK, which can then be used to support the Malaysian economy on their return. The COVID-19 pandemic has shifted our global world quite drastically, and has had a particularly marked effect on education, which depends so much on bringing people together to study and to learn from each other. In a very short period of time, education systems have been obliged to find better long-term solutions. As I mentioned earlier, both UK and Malaysian organisations have had to embrace modes of delivery driven by digitisation and educational technology, to innovate and challenge current ways of delivering education so that we maintain competitiveness in this global economy, all while ensuring very high quality. And this, I think, has paralleled the way our wider economies have become increasingly digitised as we anticipate and ultimately embrace the fourth industrial revolution. We're all much more conscious of the absolute need for sustainability as we work towards a net zero emissions future, including through the Race to Zero campaign. This is particularly important as we're now in the final 100 days towards the 26th Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention of Climate Change, or COP26, which will be hosted by the UK in Glasgow in November. As we look to recover and rebuild from this pandemic, we're faced with a great opportunity to create a fairer, greener, and a more resilient global economy. In this new low-carbon world we're entering, I believe it will be more important than ever to keep dialogue channels open and to maintain a global outlook through collaboration and international partnerships. So this is a very timely event, and I hope it will encourage all of us to challenge current ways of doing things, to push boundaries, and to learn from the successes of our educational and professional counterparts. So I hope this conference doesn't only create conversation, but opens up more future possibilities and potential partnerships across the network. Together, we must ensure that students remain confident in the quality of their educational and qualifications and are satisfied with the student experience, which is a great challenge at the moment. The UK remains committed to supporting UK education providers in Malaysia, strengthening not only the UK-Malaysia bilateral relationship, but also adding to the diversity of the educational opportunities available in Malaysia. Above all, we want the UK to remain your partner of choice in education, research, and innovation. Thank you very much.